Hey, good morning, my people. What's up? Hope and trust that all is going good with you. Well, most of you all would be asleep at this time in the morning. I'm not gonna tell you what time it is. Today is what? Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday the 27th day of May 2026. And as I said to you just now, I'm not gonna tell you what time in the morning it is. But this is one of the advantages when you work for yourself, you can get up and do what you want to do in your time, and then your day have an easier day as you go along. So today is one of those days. Plus, when I woke up, I guess I had some things on my mind because if I know myself good enough, I'm not gonna go back to sleep until I would have addressed those things. So be it. Um, there is a maxim. There is a maxim, and it goes: justice must not only be done, but must also be seen to be done. And it means that a fair outcome isn't enough. The legal or decision-making process must be entirely transparent and unbiased. So justice must not only be done, but it must be seen to be done. If even the appearance of impropriety exists, public trust in the system is destroyed. This foundational legal maxim, famously coined by a Lord Hewat in 1924, rests on three core concepts. One, openness. Two, impartiality. And three, public confidence. The public must believe the system is fair. Without visible fairness, society's compliance with and respect for law erodes, right? So the public must believe the system is fair because without visible fairness, society compliance with and respect of the law erodes. So I'm no lawyer, so I just read to you. Well, I've heard the phrase before, just not justice late, justice denied. Justice must not only be done, but it must be seen to be done. So that is it there for you. Again, as I was just saying, I'm no lawyer. So the lawyers and them will have a good understanding as to what I'm saying. Now, I've heard much from many persons since yesterday's debacle prior to the throne speech. Um, Everyone have a right to his or her own opinion, and in the end, the eyes are going to have it. Right? The eyes are going to have it. When I read the initial news story on this debacle, that's what I thought it was, a debacle. The one thing that stood out to me was where the president of the Senate said, and I'm going to quote what was quoted in the article. It was drawn to my attention while I was in chamber that there is a member in the House who has not taken the oath of allegiance. End of quote. Williams Grant said, added that she had attempted to raise the matter privately before the sitting began. All right. And that is coming from an article on the Antigua newsroom online portal. I would have listened to ABS News and heard um, the voiceover basically saying the same thing here. So let us use some algebra. No, I often say to people, what do algebra for in the school? I believe it teaches us to reason. So let's do some algebra now. One, who was it that brought to the good lady's attention that there was a member in the House who had not taken the oath of allegiance? Who was that person or persons that brought it to her attention that there was a member in the house. He didn't say a member of the house in the house. The member was in the house physically. Well, I believe it is between one or two members on the government side, maybe even both. My experience with them have convinced me that they can be devious persons at times. Right? That's just my belief. I heard a post, or I read a post, I should say, a response to a post I made, and Dave Ray said something about the clerk. Well, I don't know where that came from. I don't know where he got information from. I haven't seen it in nothing, and I haven't heard it. I haven't heard the good lady say that the clerk advised her. So that is out there. But in my opinion, I believe it is between two persons, one of two or maybe two, on the government benches. That's just my opinion at this time. Now, it would appear to me that up to the time that someone or someone's drew to the attention of the good lady while she was in her chamber that there was a member in the house who did not take the oath of allegiance, it was not a bother to her. That is how it appears to me. It wasn't a bother to her. And this is why I say this, it wasn't a bother to her. If I'm going to be proceeding, if Dave is going to be proceeding over a sitting, and persons or persons would want to attend, when I am of the opinion that this person or these persons ought not to be present in the sitting that I am sitting over, no one would have to draw to my attention anything. No one will have to draw to my attention anything because I would have sought to address that matter even before the very day. I was not even going to wait on the day. I would have gotten in touch with these persons and said, look, tomorrow is going to be such and such and such, or whatever is going to be such and such. This is your position. This is where you're at, and this is my position on where you're at. I was going to wait until the day. And to go by what I'm reading, that it was brought to her attention while she was in a chamber waiting to enter the house. That can't make no sense to me. And this lady is supposed to be a lawyer and a fairly senior lawyer also from what I'm hearing. So that don't really make no sense to me. Why would that be the case? So it is based on that I have drawn the conclusion that it was not a bother to her. Because if it was a bother to her, she would have known that she's going to be presiding over the sitting. Unless she just came back hours before the sitting, it's reasonable to believe that she would have known that Pringle and Walker had not taken the oath. I think so. I don't think she's so out of touch that she would not know that. Anyway, that's just my opinion on that. Now, as I as I think about this thing, I'm reminded of an exchange between some members on the government side and my good cousin, Nathaniel Paddy James, some years ago. And I believe it was on a ZDK radio program where Paddy was told by some members on the government side, I believe two of them, if my memory serves me correct. Right now, two of them there. It was three, but two of them they know. Paddy was told, we put you there. We put you there. referring to him being at the time on the Electoral Commission. I think he might have been deputy at the time. Again, if my memory serves me correct. But I know he was on the Electoral Commission. We put you there. And Paddy pushback. Yes, you put me there, but I'm here to do the will of the people. No, I'm not looking out for a party. Word to that effect. As I think about what happened yesterday, that came back to my mind. And I am further reminded of another statement that was made on Saturday, the 15th of April, 2023. I'm reminded of a statement that someone made on Saturday, the 15th of April, 2023. And I went back and I looked through it. I knew I had it. And the read of it was like this. I want to see our chairman, for example, coming out fighting. The president of the Senate is not just about talking, talking about fighting, push back, take them on, call them out, not trying to be like, oh, okay, I'm going to be diplomatic. I don't want to be personal. He was referring that to persons in his party who he believed did not want to, quote unquote, take on members of the opposition. They wanted to be diplomatic and cultured, and they weren't going to get personal. Now, those two things, the more I think about what took place yesterday, these two things came to my mind. There's another popular Caribbean proverb, or there's a popular Caribbean proverbs that says, when wind blow, foul batty show. If I'm not mistaken, I think, what's his name again? Scorpion. I think Scorpion had it in a song a few years ago. When wind blow, foul batty show. And it means that nothing can remain hidden forever. Nothing can remain hidden forever. Just as a gust of wind parts a chicken feathers to reveal its rear, life circumstances representing the wind, will eventually expose people's true character or their hidden secrets. In my opinion, a wind blew through our parliament yesterday, Tuesday, the 26th day of May, 2026. And some people real was revealed for the world to see, in my opinion. Persons who were invited to the sit-in called me. At least 3 persons called me, and they told me that they were ashamed to be present at the sit-in because, in their opinion, democracy was trampled upon. This is what they're saying to me, right? I would have preferred to have heard about it or to maybe have read about it, but having witnessed it, it left a sour taste in their mouth. At least 3 persons called me and expressed those things to me. They were invited guests for the sit-in. As I said in another video, Madam President, you have set the bar, and you could be rest assured that we, the public, or some in the public, will be observing you as you sit as President of the Senate. Madam, pray that plenty more wind don't blow in the Senate when you're cheering it. Pray that. Pray that plenty more wind that blow through the Senate. And I will set them up on that. My people, have a safe day today. Enjoy the day. Until we come together again, bless up, my people.